What's going on, everybody? We have a lot to get to this episode. We're closing out the regular season. You saw we got the batting cage. This is huge for our program moving forward. As you see, it'll help the hitting coach. We got this because we had 3 home runs in the Florida State series. I want to show you this batting cage. But man, we have got a lot to get to. 5 games left in the regular season. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys have liked this season. It's a huge help. Also, be sure to subscribe. That helps as well. Gotta show that support. Guys, I cannot believe where we're at in the season. Okay, this is huge. I don't know what happened. John Saunier, we had good interest in him, and now it's at 0 interest. We've got to see what's going on. Same way with Mike Knorr. Not sure exactly what's going on with recruiting. We've got some other guys. Porter's there, but Saunier and Knorr, no interest. Even though we had their bars pretty full, and you see it. Okay, there it is. He was drafted. We knew he had draft buzz. I thought maybe we'd have a chance to persuade him, but obviously we didn't. Same way with Mike Knorr. Really disappointing. And really disappointing that we just really shouldn't have gone after those guys. Same way with Todorov. We dropped on him a while ago. Okay, so that's really tough news to hear. And I'm a little concerned with where we are at with recruiting, guys. We haven't got anyone committed. We're doing okay. Ostrander's been a huge priority for us for a while now. And he was the top prospect that did not have draft buzz. So the first 30 players have draft buzz essentially. And then you have to work off that, I guess. And I don't know if you can get those top 30 guys if anyone falls through the cracks, but our top 2 targets did not. So we've got to go in on these guys. The ones that are interested, Ostrander and McKinley. I like McHenry, but Ryder Porter, man, it has not gone the way I would have liked with recruiting. And that's okay. It's definitely a learning experience. And I don't want this dynasty to end after this season, so we'll know how to do this better for next time. But we've got to stay on our top targets. I really like the ones that we're after. Disappointing with Saunier and Knorr. But that's how it goes. And I knew that was a possibility because it said draft buzz. I was definitely aware of it. I was just going to play it out and see how it worked out. But basically, they just go from right to drafted. We didn't even get any discussion with them. Could not persuade them or anything like that. Grant O'Day's a guy that we definitely slept on a little bit. I liked him early, and then we just haven't put that much effort into him. We'd like to get that interest up as well. Okay, so here's game 1 against Georgia Tech. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through the highlights of this game. I want to play out... I'll talk about it in a second here, but here's what we're just going to do highlights of the series. Again, I'm playing all of these games. I'm just not showing them all because I want to get through the season. JP Gates with the base hit RBI. We need that out of JP Gates. Again, we've been playing him every day ever since he got thrown out of the plate there. But every day that he's been in there ever since he complained about playing time. Got this 2-2 lead. And guys, I've been deciding something on these last 5 games, and that's what I want to get to. So the first game here, Brian Van Bell's getting the start. But I've decided that I want to go with a different rotation down the stretch. I want to skip McMahon and Saccone. They've been great. I don't want them to get hurt for the postseason. We've already clinched the ACC top seed. That's a huge home run. That's exactly what we needed. That's a big home run there. You see him right there. Number 16, Raymond Gill. 6-3 lead. Del Castillo with the base hit. It's going to drive in a couple runs. So I'm going to go Alex McFarland. I want to get him 2 starts in the final 4 games. The final 2 weekends. Because I want him to get up there in the freshman. I want him to get some freshman All-American recognition. I think he needs some more innings. I think that's one reason why he's not up there. So I definitely want to get him a couple starts. He's also gone to that unhappy phase. He hasn't sent the email like Gates did, but McFarland's a key part of our future. So I want to make sure I keep him happy. I want to get him 2 more starts. Hopefully he can get some awards out of it. Hopefully he pitches well. And then the other two starts, I'm going to go Jake Garland for the final game of the Georgia Tech series. And then the final game of the season, I'll go Carson Palmquist.
On the ground to the second baseman.
Again, it's resting the starters. It's getting some of these freshmen starts. I'm also, we got this win, guys. Again, doing the highlights of this Georgia Tech game. And I'm going to keep the highlights going for this entire series because I want to play out the first game of the series against Wake Forest. McFarland will start. And then what I'm doing now, this will be, my plan is this is going to be the last game starting all my starters in the lineup. I want to make sure the top hitters here can have a good performance. There's Del Castillo with the home run. But I want all the top guys still in the lineup because I want McFarland to get a win and I want them to have good run support. But after this game, I'm gonna start all the bench guys. And I probably should have done this more throughout the year, just to make sure we get our young guys. There's Raymond Gill, another home run. Raymond Gill's getting hot at the right moment. That's what we need going into the postseason. And here's Zamora. It gets through. That's what we needed too. And so the plan is also Zamora. I want Zamora to start the rest of the season at DH because I got to get him that National Player of the Year. It's really close, but I don't want him to play shortstop. I don't want these guys to get hurt. Oh, JP Gates, that's what we needed. That's going to drop. Yes, JP Gates. Not only is he in there, we need him to produce. And we are spraying the ball all over the field. That's what we need. Again, got that 13-5 win in the first game, up 9-1 here. Blowing these guys out. Everybody's contributing. But we've got to get through this. And I'm excited to play that game against Wake Forest for you guys. With all of the reserves in, I think you guys will like that. And that's going to do it. The ground out gets us the 10-run win in the 8th inning. The mercy rule goes into effect, so we win 11-1 in game 2. Mowing these guys down, that's exactly what we need. We need to stay hot. I'm not worried about the other guys that aren't in there from now on. I think they'll be fine. I'm just going to give them a little rest. I don't want them to get hurt. And Zamora, that's huge. Again, playing DH because we want to rest him. And he hits a 3-run homer to start this thing off. Game 3 against Georgia Tech. 10th ranked Georgia Tech. They're ranked 10th. Oh, this is another home run for Freddie Zamora. A 2-run shot, 5 RBIs, leading the squad with all of the reserves in the lineup. And Freddie is doing what he has to do to lead the team. And Jared Thomas is looking to deliver. So Georgia Tech is ranked 10th, but their ACC record wasn't very good. So I'm not surprised that I'm doing well against these guys. Oh, I was trying to dive and I don't know what happened there. That was an awkward play. Tyler Page there. And he's injured, of course. So pulled hamstring for Tyler Page, a reserve infielder. Hopefully it's not serious, but there we go with the home run. It's Mike Anthony Valdez. I want him to be on some freshman All-ACC. That was a grind, a 7-5 win. Fetterman comes in late. Garland was giving up some runs, but we got out of it. We got that win. We got that sweep against Georgia Tech. Just 2 more games left in the regular season. Okay, so we get this notice. This is your final week to recruit before the quiet period begins and your last chance to access the recruiting watch list. You have to fill their interest meters to at least half in order to have a shot at bringing them on board. I wish I knew that before the season began. The interest meters have to be at least half. Thanks, Athletic Director. Where was this email to start the year? Okay, guys, okay. Ostrander and McKinley look like they're right at half. It says we have to have him to be half to have a shot. We already got the bad news about Saunier and Noor. I was feeling a little weird about recruiting for a while, and now it's official. And Ryder Porter's not going to be a part of this class, probably. Because look how far his bar is, like, not close to half. We've recruited him all year, and that's as far as we've gotten. So we've got to get Ostrander for sure. So I've got to go, we'll go recruiting. You can go double up on him. Probably could have done that earlier in the year. We've got to get him now, though. I think we got to double up. I know we're already at halfway, but I don't want to risk. We've got to push that over the halfway mark. I think we're right there, but same way with, yeah, it looks really close. I just don't want to risk it. I want to make sure we get these guys. I don't like that it says at least a chance, but we're going to do everything we can to get these guys. 2 top 75 prospects. Again, would have liked it to have been different, but it is what it is. And we'll work with what we got. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. Okay, I kind of wish maybe we just go all in on Porter. If we do the recruit visit school, we get the 150. Maybe we'll just do that and see if that'll help, because that's what helped McKinley and Ostrander. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pull these points back. Okay, what the heck? Okay, once I click it, I can't go back, even though I didn't advance a week. Okay. So we're not getting Ryder Porter, and we're just, okay. And I can't even take that off. Okay. It is what it is, my guys. Man, a lot to learn here. We'll know that for next year. And next year is going to be the offseason is going to be very interesting with the squad. We have a lot of juniors having good. Okay, I'm looking at interest level. This guy's not the 216. We've not recruited him, but he looks like he's at halfway. Same way with Tucker. And I'm thinking maybe we just get these guys. I wonder if they're, you know what? I'm going to recruit them just so they show up on the interest level. Yeah, these guys aren't very good, but we got to get some guys on the team. I don't want just a bunch of 40s. Walk-ons popping up on the roster. We might lose a bunch of guys afterwards. I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, it's interesting how they did the draft. So the recruits get drafted, but the college players, we don't know if they're leaving for the draft yet. Okay, CC Shalon, 255 rank overall. I see some of these guys are already over the halfway point, but I'm thinking we probably, I guess I'm just guessing that maybe we should just recruit them a little bit so it shows that we're interested, so that at least like stay on the board of targeted prospects. I don't know. Man, all of those guys right there I wish was on the squad. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that different next time. Just spreaded it too thin, and they just weren't going up as fast as they needed to. A little complicated here, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it here. So yeah, we only have 35 points to work with. I'm just going to do a quick email to these lower ranked guys just to add them to the target list, essentially. We'll learn more about these guys later. Where's that CC guy at? Because he's over 50%. We're going to our player development, our batting cage that we just picked up, our new coaching ranks, they're all going to go to level 2 after we reached all the goals this season.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to you. This is Mike.
So here we go, guys. I'm going to play this game all the way through. It's the first game of the series against Wake Forest. We've got Alex McFarland on the mound. Excited about that. 6-0, 1.73 ERA. He's been coming out of the bullpen and starting some. 12 appearances on the year. I'm looking to get him some freshman recognition. whether it's All-American or All-ACC freshman team, something for Alex McFarland. The plan, and obviously I want to pump in strikes, but the plan for McFarland, I want to throw him as long as he can go. I'd like to do a complete game. That's what I did last time. He got that 8-inning complete game because of the run rule.
This one may stay in play.
And just a reminder, we've got all of the reserves in here.
Catch in foul ground.
You're going to get a look at them right here.
Team's defense is set today. The Hurricanes
Rivera, Crosby, Thomas. We've got Gates at first base. Villar's the only regular at second base. He's starting. Other than that, everyone else is out. And then okay, what are we? Okay, that's not a good start here. And then the other thing is Zamora is still at DH because I want to get him some stats. He's having a great statistical year. It's not that. I just want to make sure he's just in such a tight race with the second baseman out of Hawaii for National Player of the Year. And their numbers are very close in home runs, RBIs, batting average. Well, the Hawaii guy, his batting average is like 485 or something ridiculous. And where Freddie's like at 415, something like that. But the RBIs, home runs, and then stolen bases both have over 30 on the year. Among the tops in the country. So they're both, it's going to be neck and neck. And Hawaii's the number 2 team in the country. There we go. I like that play. You don't see that very often in baseball, that 6-5-3 double play, but I like doing that when the shortstop goes to his right. So here's a look at the squad. I'm excited about this. This one's going to be a little bit tougher.
Batting first, here's the freshman shortstop, number 38.
So we got Tuero starting out at shortstop. He could be the shortstop for next year if Zamora leaves. Hopefully we get Ostrander in. Okay, there we go. What in the world? What circus play was that? That was one heck of a play by their shortstop. Come on, Wake Forest. That'll start it off well for us.
The sophomore is up next. Pulls the bat back and takes.
So yeah, I had an interesting time putting this lineup together. So it goes. Obviously saw Tuero there, and then we go Villar. And then 3 spot was Zamora. And then 4, 5, 6 goes Rivera. No. Yeah, Rivera 4, Valdez 5.
Fastball low out of the zone.
And then it's either Thomas or Gates is at 6, 7. And then Isaac Quinones is 8. And then Chad Crosby 9. So that's how we're lining up today.
And it's ball 4.
We'll take our walks. All right, Freddie, here we go. First and third. That'll work. I was trying to steal second, but that'll work. Unfortunately, that doesn't go as a stolen base. Okay, Freddie. Oh, my goodness. All right, get down. Oh, my goodness. Not a good start. That was a rip, though. A rip down the left field line. Just getting thrown out at home.
There's a routine fly ball. The right fielder moving under it now.
Gabe Rivera has been crushing sacrifice flies like it's nothing. I like that, though. That's a small ball. That's the stuff we need during the postseason. All right, JP, get over there. And yeah, so the plan for this game, with the guys on the bench, all of the big hitters, I'll put them in late in the game if we need them. I'd like to just keep these guys in here. What happened? What is going on? We're dropping stuff. Okay, this is defensively not a good start for the squad.
And a breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. That's 0-1.
So with McFarland, what I noticed was he was kind of left off on the all-conference list, and which was a little, in terms of freshmen, and it's a little weird that they'll just like have nobody in a spot. So I don't know if they have to qualify to make an all-freshman team. It definitely looks that way. And the only thing I can guess
43 is up
with what he
next.
needs to do is, I'm guessing it's innings pitched.
Fly ball to right field. The outfielder racing
And I looked
after
at all the
it, and
conferences
side is out.
to see
Wake
what
Forest
about
leaves him-
pitch, about how many innings he needed. And it's about like 45 was like the lowest. So when I'm thinking about 45, that's about how many games you play. So maybe you need the 1 inning per team game played. Maybe that's the rule. Anyways, Alex is like at 40 going
Hit on
into
the
today.
line, gets through, and the batter has a single.
So if he has
comes
a
up
long
and
outing,
throws.
if he's up to like 45, 46, 47,
Number 10
I'll feel
is
pretty good
digging
about him
in.
that he'll qualify. So we'll just have to
The
see.
runner goes. Grounder
Okay,
through
there we go.
into left
JP
field.
Gates.
That one had eyes.
That's good. That little hit and
He's
run
on
gets
with
the
the
shortstop
single.
out of the mix. And a ground ball right there. I don't know if it would have been a base hit if I didn't do that. But we'll take it. We need all the hits we can get for Gates. And this is fun. And the reason why I want to do this game for you guys, just because we can talk about some of these other guys on the squad that we don't always talk about. Jared Thomas is one. Again, for the Hurricanes this season, for the real season freshman out of California, serves as a catcher, backing up Del Castillo. But all preseason, it happened in the fall too. Gino and the coaching staff really liked his bat, and they wanted to figure out a way to get him in the lineup. And so they move him to right field. They give him the opportunity there just to get him in the lineup. And he didn't have the highest batting average, but he showed flashes during this freshman season. Hurricanes only played 12 games. So he showed flashes. I think it was 12 games, 12 or 16. I think they were 12 and 4. Anyways. Yeah, they were 12 and 4 because 16 games because all 4 pitchers got 4 starts. 12 and 4, 12 wins.
Grounder through to left field. That one had eyes. The throw.
There we go. We're getting this lead on these guys. I like it. I like that these other guys are getting some base hits. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's good. So there's Chad Crosby. 2-0 lead here. Let's keep it going. Bases loaded, nobody out, guys. And Tuero's another guy. Talk about him a little bit. I saw him play at Monsignor Pace in high school, and he played shortstop. He was a teammate of some other really talented players there, most notably Sammy Infante, who just was drafted in the second round by the Washington Nationals and went ahead and signed. He was a Miami signee, but signed with the Nationals. So he played shortstop in high school when I saw him. At Miami, he projects more as a second baseman. Doesn't quite have that arm strength that you're looking for, or he's not quite the fielder that a guy like Zamora is. But they have Villar at second base, and who has a good bat as well. Oh, there we go. I like that, Jared Thomas. Sliding in. 3-0 lead. We got this 3-0 lead. Let's keep it going. So anyways, they move him out to right field as another that's what they do. If you can hit, they're going to try to find a spot for you. In college baseball, guys can move around even if you've played a different position in high school. Essentially, baseball players are still young in their development. Okay, we're getting thrown out of home a little too much here. Trying to be aggressive, though. I feel like I need to be aggressive with all these guys in the lineup. Runs could be hard to come by. I'm gonna send them here too. We're gonna get thrown out at home again. Okay, no, that's way offline. Here we go, Zamora.
2 out, but down 2 men aboard. The ball hit out to right.
Oh my goodness, what a catch. So they're going to find places for guys to play in. And, the key is they've got to just keep getting better when they get opportunities, take advantage of it, and they can stay in the lineup. You never know with injuries and things like that, or when you get an opportunity. And also, it's so important to be able to play multiple positions. It gives yourself such a bigger opportunity for playing time. I would advise any high school players to try not to be just stuck on one position. Obviously, you want to get good at a position, but spare time, work on that other position, infield, outfield. If you're an infield or outfielder, you open up so many more doors, not just in college, but if you want to continue to play on for professional baseball. It gives yourself some. What are we doing on the field? We are. Okay. And that's Villar, one of our regulars. Okay, we're just a little off in this game here. And it's a little disappointing because I don't want McFarland. I want him to hit on a line. I want him to have as little batters as possible because I want him to rack up a bunch of innings. We are not catching the ball at all very well right now.
Number 7 is now 0 for 1 at the plate.
Okay, we've got to get out of this jam now.
Swung through the fastball.
Another thing, you don't see it too often, but former Hurricane Willie Escala, he's a guy I enjoyed watching play while he was at UM. Transferred to Barry after last season. Yeah, I love that double play. That 6-5-3, that rare double play. You don't see that very often. But in this game, I found a way to make it work. But Willie goes to Barry. Right-handed batter learns how to switch hit. You want to talk about opening doors for your opportunities moving forward in your career? Becoming a switch hitter falls in line with that. Becoming an infielder, outfielder. And if you're able to do the switch hitting thing, obviously you'd want to start that as early as possible in your career. And it's not easy. So just that versatility. Valdez is another one. Third baseman, high school, kind of projected as third baseman. At Miami's a right fielder with Gill there, so he's got to just learn another position. And it's tough because, you know, if you've always been an infielder, going back and learning how to catch fly balls at this level, it's a lot different. And the way Gino coaches the outfielders, there's so many details that goes into it. All right, JP Gates. Okay, he's hitting the ball really well right now. This is good. Like to get a little more hits from him, but at least it's solid contact.
Number 36 is up next.
Jared Thomas here.
Fouled away.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting looking at all these guys here and seeing just more versatility. I mentioned Thomas earlier from catcher, right field. And the thing about these guys too, with everybody getting that extra year of eligibility this season because of the canceled season, a lot of these guys would have hoped for larger roles in 2021, and now with everybody coming back, they've got to wait another year to really get their shot. Whether it's, you know, because Gill's at third base and Terrell's at first, or maybe you're looking at outfield. You know, it's just catch. Del Castillo projects as a first-round pick, so he wasn't going to leave after this year anyway, so that's not a difference there for Thomas or anybody looking to take over at catcher. But the point is, you know, there are bats in the lineup that you would not have projected to be in there in 2021. And just real quick, you know, check out InsideTheU.com. There's a sale right now for VIP subscriptions there. Check that out. I've got some baseball stuff continuing to come on the site. You know, as we progress through this season, I think you guys are interested in the baseball team. Would like to hear some updates. I've got part 2 with Ben Wanger coming up. You know, talk to recruit signee Nate Thomas, pitcher out of St. Thomas Aquinas. And there's some other stuff as well.
It's a 1-2-3 inning after 3
and Alex McFarland, let's talk about him a little bit. I know we're getting ready to hit, but I want to talk about McFarland in the sense that the top 3 starters expected to be gone next year. McFarland's the 4th, moves up in the rotation most likely. That's what you're expecting. Just a little bit about McFarland. We only saw him for a little bit. It was interesting how they decided to do his starts this year. They wanted him to essentially start midweek games but be available to pitch on the weekend out of the bullpen. And what was happening was he would pitch 2-3 innings as a starter,
Number 27
and he
is
just
up
wasn't
next.
as efficient as you would like, and you understand why. Young guy trying to adapt to college and in this interesting role, and it's different just from a Miami perspective. I've not seen them do that. They typically let the number 4 starter,
Breaking ball
young guy,
inside.
grow in it and start all those games. Saccone did it the year before. And they've had multiple guys
Fly ball.
handle that role as a
The
midweek
left fielder
starter.
makes the catch with 4 innings.
And I assumed McFarland would do that because you want to groom him. And
And
this year had so much expectations for being a national title contender. I looked at it like, yeah, you've got your 3 starters, but if something happens to those guys, you want McFarland to be ready to go whenever that might happen. You saw it happen last year with Slade, midweek starter. Then all of a sudden, late in the season, he kind of moves up a little bit in the rotation. Then he has that big performance in the regional there. They counted on, they needed him. So I just thought that I was a little, I wasn't in favor of what they were doing with McFarland, and it wasn't, you weren't getting the results. Anyways, they obviously decided to change course as well, because when the season ended, they had made, I remember talking to Gino, and they had decided that they were going to let Alex go as long as possible to stretch him out. They weren't essentially going to get rid of their initial plan and move forward. So again, McFarland was a top 100 prospect coming out of high school. Went to high school his senior year in Georgia. Originally from the Virgin Islands and St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands. Travels over to Georgia. I remember talking to his high school coach before he arrived at Miami, because just to see where things were going on with the draft. Again, top prospect, but he doesn't get drafted till 25th round, I think, by the Cardinals. So when they're that late, you typically think he's automatically going to go to college, because obviously it's not where he was projected. Okay, I just gave up a home run for McFarland. That's one thing I've done a lot this year and got that cycle for Del Castillo, but I've not been able to rob a home run. I'd like to be able to get one. We still got plenty of games left, and now if it happens at any point down the rest of the season, it would be a huge play. So let's go ahead and rob a home run. That'd be great. It's happened to me, against me, but I've not been able to get one myself. So McFarland's a guy, 6'3", 180 about, if I had to, something like that. Just a very, throws in the 90s, mid-90s fastball. Electric arm. Gino thinks he can be following the footsteps of Slade and Chris as being a top draft pick. So his starts were a little uneven, but you saw the flashes. And I have a video up there of his first start, getting some strikeouts. And you see it, like he definitely has an electric arm. And he definitely would have benefited from a full season, regardless of how the results would have been, just to have that experience. And now especially moving into a larger role. I'm not sure if he's going to jump all the way to the number 1 spot, even though he's their top returning starter. But you got a JUCO guy in Jake Smith that might be better suited to handle that for next year. But regardless, there's no doubt McFarland is expected to be one of their top weekend starters. So we're up 4-1 midway through the 6th, flying by.
Number 10 is up next.
Got JP Gates here. All right.
It's a shallow left.
Man, that's a difficult swing there. That was not good. I've had some good swings with him lately, but that one wasn't one of them. JP Gates is another one I'm curious to see how it works out with the future.
That ball's hit in the
There's
air
Thomas
to
there.
left. Fly ball, the left
I thought that was
fielder
definitely
coming
going to
over.
drop.
Diving stop.
Big
Wow.
Gates, just where his pitching comes into play. He was having a good year this year, again out of the bullpen. I wonder if he's going to stay out of the bullpen, or if he's going to get an opportunity to start. He started, I talked about it before, started in the Cape Cod
2 gone.
and did well. You got to figure that they're going to give him a look. But they have options for sure. And Isaac here had the good freshman year, stepping in as a catcher. And then takes a back seat to Del Castillo. And you understand why. Just a role player.
Little ground ball to the right
He can play a
side.
little first base, but again, more in a reserve
They have the
role.
out. With 6 innings played, it's 4-1.
So just a quality guy, just a solid reserve to have in your program. Okay, guys, we're moving right along. Top of the 7th. We still got McFarland on the mound here. Up 4-1. Doing well. Just gave up that solo homer. Had those errors early, but we got out of those jams. Not a big deal. I'd like to keep him going
This ball hit to right center.
as much
The
as
fielder
possible.
is able to
This is
come in
fun playing.
under it,
You know,
makes
it's
the
not
catch
as
for the first
high
out.
profile or high powered offense with these guys, this group of guys here. You know, with Terrell, Del Castillo,
Fastball on the
and Gill on the bench. But it's still fun to get this thing going. Tony Jenkins, another one. And actually, those guys are all getting some All-American recognition. They're
There's
on
a
the list,
grounder
and
to
so
the
is
left
Tony
side
Jenkins.
toward the hole. Throw to first. Got him on the force play. Number
And
5
Jenkins is a guy that
over
I was
today.
excited about. I know there were reservations
There's a grounder toward the left
from
side of the
fans with what
infield.
kind of season he was going to have this year,
That'll do
but
it. After
just
6
because,
and a
you know,
half, it's
they had heard,
4-1.
you'd heard so much about him, and he hasn't produced the level that he would like the first couple years, but I really thought he was going to have one of those solid, kind of a breakout junior season this year. And obviously it's not the real thing, but really cool to see him playing well in this series here.
Quickly falls
I hope all these
behind
guys come back.
0-2.
I'm a little concerned, guys. I'm not going to lie. With this recruiting thing that just happened, I don't really know what to
It's a
expect
shallow left.
on who we're going
The
to
runner
lose
is
with the
going to
draft.
try
We don't
for
get really
2.
any sense.
Number 35 is on with a double, and there's nobody
But
out.
yeah, it is what it is. So Crosby's our only senior hitter.
The runner's going. Throw to
There we go,
third.
Crosby.
They're
Okay, yeah,
through
throw it
first
all the way
line
down the
fielder.
field.
The
That'll
senior
do that.
makes
Do
the
that more
steal.
often. These
And a
guys have
run
been.
will come in to
This has
score.
been a sloppy game for both teams. We were dropping we couldn't catch the ball, and they're throwing it all over the
There's a
place.
fly ball hit very
Or did he
well.
get that? Oh, off the wall.
and right. He'll
Yeah,
try
we gotta
for
go
3.
three. Get
Throw
down.
to third.
Oh my goodness, they are throwing it everywhere. Look at these
In
guys.
ahead of the tag at third.
The old press
He's
box
on with
there.
the
Yeah,
dribble,
switching.
and there's nobody out.
The old press
The
box,
Demon
man.
Jenkins are
But I
making a
remember those.
substitution.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to come in as a reliever.
I can get this
Good
guy.
move by the manager.
I need to see it
Probably
again,
time
though.
for a fresh arm.
The arm slot obviously different from the side here. Yeah.
Ground ball headed for the hole. Right
We'll
through
take those
the
base
hole,
hits.
and it will score a run.
Everything is going well this game. This is good. And you know what?
The
I
sophomore
probably
has
should have played
himself
some of these younger guys earlier
Number
this year,
2
but
is
it's,
up next.
you know, but the thing is that they're not our lead
Here's the
guys.
steal. The
And in
sophomore
baseball, you
with
want
the
to play your best
steal.
players every single day. So that's what we're going to do.
Look
One
out,
thing
a
I haven't
line
discussed, guys,
shot.
is Tyler Page suffers that season-ending injury, and now we have Jordan Lala and him on the bench. Obviously, two different players. Page was just a
It's
reserve
shallow right,
infielder.
and the runner went right through the stop sign.
However,
Number
he was a good
43 is
defensive
aboard with a
replacement
base.
late in games where I could put him at particular third base
Tries to steal second base.
for Gill.
In there. with the
Valdez stepped in
stolen
and played a
base.
good third base defensively. So it's not as big of a deal,
Yes,
but I
now
didn't
a
realize that
fastball up the
Valdez
letters.
was as good as he was in this season. He's just absolutely crushing the ball.
Runner goes.
There we go,
grounded to
base hit.
second.
I don't understand why we got to
And
get
they'll
Valdez
wave
in
the
that
runner around
all freshman
third.
team as well. The thing about it,
That's a one-out
I don't know how it is
single.
with hitters,
Miami ex-
but he has all the
Number 10 is
RBIs
checking
and
in.
home runs.
Puts it down towards
So
third.
I don't know why it would
The throw
matter.
across to
Oh,
first.
these guys are throwing it everywhere.
That'll
Look at
move
these
him
guys.
over.
Man. This is crazy to see them throw the ball all over the place. Okay, we've got to take advantage. We're up 8-1 here in the 7th.
Breaking ball misses inside.
I'll go ahead and
for ball.
can we get a few more runs? If we could get, we need 3 more runs to end the game on a 10-run rule.
Hit
Okay,
to the
that's not
left
gonna do
side
it.
of the infield. On to first. That's in time for
Oh.
the out.
Okay. I didn't mean to run back, but I thought he was okay. When I looked up, I thought he was already. I didn't know he was all the way down the line.
Ground ball to the right side. This inning is
Oh, that's disappointing.
Miami.
And we got the big lead anyways.
Second and third.
I would have definitely
Number 10
been
is
okay
1
with
for
that
3
10-run rule.
today with a single. In the air to right. The right fielder moving under it now. Makes the catch for the first out. Number 7 is up
Yeah, drop in the
next.
comments if you guys have some thoughts on the future with the Hurricanes, because you can officially talk about the 2021 Hurricanes because the season's already over for 2020.
He's on with a
So it's all about looking forward, and that's what I'm doing with some of these articles I've been writing. But on this one, on this season, on this dynasty, I'm definitely focused on 2020. We've got to get these guys hopefully a national title. We're certainly the favorites with the season that we've had. The starting pitching makes all the difference in the world, and I've already noticed it because when I put McFarland in, he's been good this game and pretty good throughout. But man, after McFarland, if I go Garland, it's just a lot different. Tyler Kaiser got to start. He's a lot different. Like, I would definitely have a struggle of a season, or a much more struggle of a season, even with my good hitters. So it's all about that starting pitching in this game. That's why I feel so good about going into postseason, as long as those guys stay healthy. And that's why I gave Van Bell that last start. I wasn't really thinking about it. But as I was playing the game, I was thinking about, let's go ahead and get these guys, these young, all the freshmen, the last 4 starts. McFarland gets 2, Garland got 1, and then we'll go with Palmquist in tomorrow's game.
That's in time for the out. Wake Forest strands 2.
Here we go, 8-1, going to the bottom of the 8th. 7 errors between both squads. That's got to be a season high. Both teams a little rough there. Chad Crosby.
The left fielder going for it. He's out.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are having good games.
Next. 1 out in the 8th. Hit on the ground toward the hole. Great diving stop. He's out of there.
And really, with a lot of these reserves, and I talked about it earlier about their roles for next year's team, but if Miami wants to compete to get to the College World Series again, you're going to need everybody on board hitting well and being productive in their roles, regardless of how many at-bats they get. So if you're a guy behind other guys, when you get your opportunity, you need to do well. The teams that advance far in the postseason have a number of guys that contribute. There we go. That's what we needed. Let's go. Let's keep this thing going. I want to keep all these hits just piling up. And I need everybody to do well, because if we lose a bunch of juniors, we already aren't getting many recruits. I don't know how that's going to work out. And now we could just have a whole different team for next year. And I definitely want to keep this series going.
Runner at second with 2 out now. Runner goes. Throw to third. Safe at third on the steal.
I definitely think it'll be fun to keep it going.
That one's a little high.
But we got to keep putting out these episodes. We got to get to the postseason. The ACC tournament is going to be up next. I know it's not as big of a deal as the NCAA tournament, but the tournament bracket and the whole thing, that's going to be exciting. Our first test of seeing how things work for the postseason.
Hit to shallow right.
There we go.
And it will score a run.
Let's do this. Let's keep this thing going.
Miami.
All right, Valdez, 3 for 4. 10-1 lead. A base hit will win the game. We'll end it here in the 8th.
And he takes a fastball high, 1-0.
It's not the same as the 7th, but I'll take it where I don't have to pitch the 9th. Okay, that might drop. There we go. Yep, we're scoring. That's going to do it. A walk-off hit. That counts.
And because of the 10-run rule, this game,
I don't know if it counts, but that's definitely good to see. Coming up clutch to end a game. We'll take that for sure. When you need a hit and you get a hit. So that's clutch. So we got that win, 11-1. Alex McFarland. Gets that complete game. We'll take it. Errors, a little too many. But that was good, guys. Only one more regular season game left before the postseason. Same thing for the second game against Wake Forest. I'm going to start all of the guys. It's going to be the same lineup. Zamora gets a couple hits, a couple RBIs. Yeah, hitting 415. Okay, so yeah, he's just got to keep adding to his resume. National Player of the Year. Gets 2 doubles. Yeah, look at all those errors there. Way too many, but that's okay. Freddie gets a 36 stolen base. Let's look at our pitchers. There it is, just McFarland. Okay, so here we go. Final game of the regular season. On a little bit of a winning streak here.
Welcome to the ball game,
and again, for this one, I'm going to show just the highlights. We're going to get through this. We got Carson Palmquist on the mound. Same lineup. And the same stuff is going on with Wake Forest where they're throwing the ball all over the place. We'll take a run out of that. All right, Gabe Rivera, crushing sacrifice flies. Week in and week out. That's what he does. So we'll take it. Got a 3-0 lead here. JP Gates. Oh my goodness. JP Gates with a home run. That's how you break out of a slump for sure. That's an official slump buster right there. He had a double earlier. He's driving in some runs, getting some hits with his playing time. See, a home run like that in the last game of the regular season, we are going to keep this guy in the lineup. Most likely. We'll just see how it goes, though. Hopefully he's back to being happy. Hopefully he doesn't want to transfer. We need JP Gates on board for sure. He might be a key piece. If everyone else leaves, we need JP Gates and anybody else coming back to be key players for us in 2021. Okay. This is good, guys. We're up. But now we're down 8-5. Chad Crosby somehow hits a home run. First one of the year in the 7th inning. Now we're down 8-7. Gabe Rivera with another sacrifice fly to tie the game up here at 8. Our pitching fell apart. Palmquist. So we got... I had to put Gillen as a pinch hitter. I put the other guys in as pinch hitters. There we go. Throw that ball there. Okay, we're going to get another run. So we got 2 runs out of it there on the ground out and then the one in the air. So now we're up 10-8. Palmquist just doesn't have the stamina. Okay, keep throwing the ball all over the place, Wake Forest. Now we're up 11-8. But Palmquist doesn't have the stamina. And we just couldn't get out of it. Garland also started. Or he also pitched some innings. But we grinded through that one. I got McFarland in there again right at the end just to get a quick save. Trying to boost his stats. I've not been doing stuff like that all season. But I just want to tack onto his resume late. So we get that 11-8 win. Wake Forest, another 4-error game for them. We win our last game of the regular season. Feel good about it. We're going to the ACC tournament. We're doing well. We had the sweep over Florida State, the sweep over Georgia Tech, and we sweep Wake Forest. So just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.